And what a great first one to talk about. As Sansan says, a sick main
Sick
event.
main event. Yeah,
That shit was
maybe
crazy.
Kattar just holds himself for the first event of every new year.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
that
just
just becomes a
ushers us into
tradition.
the new year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I
he
think
holds on to his like number 5 spot, and he comes back 2023,
yeah.
a new man.
Dude is so sick, honestly. When we were talking about it this morning and I saw that he was a plus like 250 underdog, I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy to me. I think
I
people
could
just
vouch for you
forgot.
that you wanted to place a bet.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking my bookie, whatever. But I was looking at that and I was like, plus 250. People saw the Max fight, I think, and just like assumed that he's either done or that he was never that good to begin with or something. I'm not sure where that stat line came from.
Okay.
And part of it's probably because Giga was, I mean, murdering people on his way up here, right?
Well,
But
that being
then,
said, let's go and get started with the main event then. Kattar
yeah,
versus Giga Chikadze, right?
yeah.
Like we said,
The,
Kattar, it's been a year.
mhm,
In the meantime, Giga Star has been steadily rising. I think he was on a
yeah,
3 knockout streak,
probably. That sounds right.
right? So,
The
and look
only
at that
picture we
face.
have. The only
And look
picture
at
we
that
have.
face. Dude.
Gnarly, man. That's what elbows will do to you, you know?
You know, and I'll raise my hand and I'll admit when I was wrong, Will. You know this. I've gone
Mhm.
on the podcast and said, you know what, I was wrong about this, and I was wrong about Kattar because I
Oh, did
am
you
one of
count
those
him out?
people. I picked Chikadze to win tonight.
Mhm.
And
Well,
I just didn't know what kind of Kattar we were gonna get. Dude, he took
mhm.
a freaking beating against
Yeah,
Max Holloway.
it's not like he didn't have to take a beating in this fight. Giga was lighting him up, especially in the first round.
Yep.
But this morning when I said this is crazy that he's such a massive underdog, I also said I think Giga wins, but the odds are too crazy to like not do something about it. And then I didn't do anything about it. But what I meaning I didn't put any money on it. But what I did do is I started looking into it. You know what I mean? Eddie Bravo looking into it.
Eddie Bravo style.
Yeah. And then the more I looked into it, I was like, I think Cater's gonna win this fight. Like stylistically, kind of a tough matchup for Giga. Um, I know everyone's like, "Oh, Cater's just a boxer. It's one dimensional. Giga's gonna pick him apart on the outside with his kicks," and that's what I was thinking before this morning. And then the more I looked into it today, I was like, "I don't know, man. I think the length of Cater, um, and he's by far the most talented guy who's currently in his prime that Giga's had to face up to this point in the UFC in mixed martial arts." And I was like looking at the wins that Giga has, and obviously they're impressive, right? But the Barbosa one is by far the biggest one. But
For sure.
Barbosa's going to play the game that Giga's also playing, so it allows Giga to take advantage of that. Cater's not going to just stand there and kickbox with him. You know what I mean? And so I was like thinking more and more, and I was like, you know what? I'm going with Cater. I think he's going to win this. And then halfway through the first round, I was like, well, this is not going how I thought it was going to go. Giga was lighting him up with kicks. He was landing to the body every time. The Giga kick was landing maybe 4 times that first round. He was lighting him up with his hands anytime Cater came in, and then he slipped. And as soon as Giga slipped, Cater sprinted across the cage and dove at him. And I'm sitting here. No one's even. I'm just home alone right now, and I yelled. I was like, "Oh, dude!" Because when do you see somebody take advantage of the situation like that? That's someone who's like, dude. He said that he learned things from Max, and one of the things that he learned is to take advantage of moments and recognize moments. He was like, Max sees things in the moment that most people don't because they're too caught up in the moment. So that's what he's been working on, right? And he implemented it perfectly. That spot, that was the changing of the tides of the entire fight. Once he took him down after the slip, he controlled him, took his back. He got swept, maintained back control, got the body triangle, forced him to grapple for the rest of the round. And from that moment on, it was a landslide of Cater just pressuring him. And it's like he learned so much from Max. You can tell. He talked about it, but it's one thing to talk about it. It's and another thing to show it. He's
Yeah, and to
recognizing the
implement.
moment. Yeah, and he fought like Max today. He fought like Max. he didn't let up. He kept coming forward. He just kept peppering him with the jab. He started throwing the elbows, the back fist. Like, he looked like Max in there.
The spinning back elbow that landed multiple
Which
times
one?
this fight.
Yeah.
It
Crazy.
was insane, man. And you know what? Yeah, the a couple wins that were really noticeable. The Edson Barbosa you pointed out, Cub Swanson's no slouch. But it was also the fashion in which Giga was doing it recently.
True. Murdering.
And again, the fact that Cater hadn't fought in a year, not knowing what
Mhm.
kind of Cater we're gonna get, but man, that time off
Yeah.
served them very well. And I wish more fighters would do that after they go through
Yeah.
receiving the type of punishment. I mean, granted, not many other fighters have received the amount of punishment that Cater had received recently. I mean,
Hey,
but
but you know who else has?
Dom,
Sansan calls it perfectly.
ah,
Meetings from
T
blessed make fighters
City.
such as T City and Cater reevaluate and evolve and become better warriors. When T City got the brakes beaten off him in a very similar fashion that Cater did by Max, he's out for a while. He comes back against Korean Zombie, and he looked like a completely different fighter. People, when you get beat like that, you sit down and reevaluate
That
and
was probably his
look at
best
yourself.
performance of his career.
The the uh
T
the
City
chest
versus
yeah,
yeah.
Korean Zombie, yeah. That or the Cub Swanson. The Cub Swanson one holds a special place in my heart. But that's the truth, though. That's how good Max is. He's beaten people so bad that they sit down and reevaluate and make themselves better. But this is something that the way that Cater took the beating in that Max fight was kind of the proof that I needed that he's not going to wilt from adversity in a fight or outside of it. You know what I mean? Like, he could have
Yeah.
sat down after that fight and reevaluated the career and not the fighting, not the actual fighting. You know what I mean?
What do you
Um,
think this means about Giga?
It's a setback. It's his first loss, in the
No,
UFC.
no, I get it, but it's a small setback. But
Mhm.
also, he got to show what we haven't gotten to see yet, which dude has heart.
Oh, yeah,
He has
yeah,
a
I know what you
chin.
mean now.
He's
Yeah.
willing to deal with adversity, and
Mhm.
it was overwhelming the amount of pressure that Cater was putting on him. But he
Yeah.
stood in there taking shots. He was on his back
He's
foot
throwing it back too.
way too much, right? But he
Yeah.
was trying to fire back. So you know
Yeah.
what? Something that we would need to see from Giga sooner or later. It's bound to happen, man. It's the UFC,
Well, that's
you
the thing
know.
we always talk about, right? Like, we don't really truly hold people in too high of stock until they get tested and we see how they react to that. And he passed the test, right? You don't have to win the fight to pass that test.
Mhm.
Um, he could have taken an easy way out numerous times in this fight and didn't. So yeah, my stock for Giga goes up, and he's going to learn a lot from this fight too.
Yeah.
You know?
And now we have Korean Zombie that's gonna face Alex Volkanovski. We have Max Holloway who's hurt, right? So he had to pull
Yeah.
out of that trilogy. And it leaves
Hmm.
us with T City, Yair Rodriguez, which oh god, T City versus Yair would be a fantastic fight too.
Yeah. What's
Or
the
does that
update
put
on?
Calvin Cater?
Yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
a Josh
Cater
Emmett?
in a fight like no, in the fight you win a fight like this, you have to go up. If I'm Cater, I'm not taking a fight from someone who's ranked below me. After that, you lose to Max in a championship contender fight. This is him taking that step back and fighting someone underneath him. He beats the brakes off of him. If I'm Cater, I'm like, I'm not taking anybody below me. I'm taking Yair. I'm taking Max. I'm taking T City. That's it.
2023, here we come.
Yeah.
And again, to start off, the first event of 2023, Calvin Cater.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because
This
that's
is
probably what's going to end up happening if he waits.
this is good. I think Giga versus Emmett is a good one, but also
Ooh.
Emmett might want to fight sooner than that. Giga's going to have to take some time off from this, I think.
I mean, he's going to need a
Um,
few stitches.
yeah, can we pull that picture back up, Rich? Fuck, man. A
Wow. Wow. Hey, a little humble pie.
little bit. Talking a lot of smack.
Yeah. But
Hey, but I mean, if you're Giga up until this point, I'd be talking a lot of shit too. You know what I mean? He's
I
been
mean,
running
yeah.
through everybody who they put in front of him. Um,
But just an
I don't
excellent
know.
performance by Calvin Cater, man.
Yeah.
Maybe
What
mix in a
sucks
little more head movement
from Cater?
from Cater.
Yeah, I think so. Well, like that's what he talked about in the post fight. He's like, a winner shouldn't look like this. Look how I
Yeah.
look right now.
Very
I think
true.
I think if I'm Cater, it sucks. We don't know the extent of Max's injury. I heard Ariel talk about it. He was told what it was, but it was told in confidence, so he wouldn't say what it is. That makes me think that it's maybe something kind of bad.
Mm.
But who knows, right? It's all speculation. Korean Zombie's going to go out there. He's going to beat Volkanovski, and he's going to be the champ. So they'll probably do an immediate rematch with Volkanovski, and then that kind of puts the division on hold. But Kattar versus Volkanovski is a fantastic matchup. I would love to see it. Stylistically, it's a really cool fight. Ortega took a pretty hefty beat down from Volkanovski in his fight with him. If I'm Kattar, I'm pulling for an Ortega or Yair. I don't know what Yair's. I don't know how his foot is. Right? Didn't he break his foot in the Max fight?
I mean, his foot. There's so many other things I think that we have to worry about with Yair, not just his foot.
Yeah, but tell me you don't want to see that fight.
He was calling for Volkanovski.
Yeah, but everybody throws their hat in the ring. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and he was
Remember
like, should I even have to raise my hand for this or whatever? And everybody's like,
Yeah.
what, dude?
What? Like, yeah. But like, remember when Ricky Simone, when who was O'Malley supposed to fight when Montino stepped in? I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember.
They pulled out. It was like 2 weeks before the fight, and Simone was calling for the fight, talking shit on Twitter, right? I'll fight him. I'll step in. Just call me. They do call him. Sean O'Malley signs a contract, and then he's like, "Oh, I can't make that. It's too short notice." It's like, and I feel like a lot of fighters probably do that too, right? They just have to stay relevant. I mean, the UFC doesn't market you unless you're a few of the top guys, so you kind of have to keep yourself relevant. You know what I mean? But
oh, that's funny.
So that's, I think, what Yair was doing. I don't think Yair was actually ready for the fight. But I mean, are you excited for? We haven't talked about Korean Zombie versus Volkanovski. Are you excited for that?
Yeah.
You're not?
I mean, nah. I think it was after seeing Max Holloway versus Volkanovski that was just like, yes,
like finally,
yes, here we go, finally, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, but. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, dude, but I rather would have seen Ortega versus Volkanovski rematch.
Really?
Personally,
I get why people say that, but outside of those two moments, that was a landslide by Volkanovski. You know what I mean?
It was a dominant performance, but I think you've even said it before. Ortega showed that he has the ability to beat Volkanovski.
No, yeah, he definitely can beat him, but in my opinion,
and I'm just a fanboy right now, and I love Ortega. You know what I mean? So I want him to get that shot again.
Same here, but. For me, I'm also a fanboy of the Korean Zombie, and he's the highest ranked guy coming off of a win. He's a style that Volkanovski hasn't fought yet. I don't want to see. I'd like to see Ortega beat somebody else to earn a title shot again. Yair's got a broken foot.
Yair?
His foot's a fucking balloon, right? And then everyone, but that brings me to this fight. Everybody was like, just wait till this weekend so you can do Giga versus Volkanovski. Just wait so you can do Giga. And here we are. and that's what Kattar was saying. Everybody counted me out.
Clean sweep. Clean sweep later.
Yeah. I mean, a 50-44 on one of the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, and the other were 50-45s.
Yeah.
I mean, he got dominated, man.
Yeah.
Got dominated.
But I'm excited for Korean Zombie versus Volkanovski. And I think, and everyone's kind of talking shit about Volkanovski for calling out Zombie. But in my opinion, I don't think Korean Zombie was going to get a title shot through conventional methods at this point in his career and where the rankings are in that division. So if I'm Volkanovski, I'm trying to pepper in as many different names on my reign as I can. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he's going to be able to say he beat Ortega, he beat Max Holloway, he beat Korean Zombie, and then who knows what else. If he beats him, I think Korean Zombie's going to beat him. But
you think Korean Zombie's going to beat Volkanovski? What? You're calling it now?
Call it right now, dude.
Wow.
Korean Zombie. I'm a little worried with his shoulder. He said his shoulder's still not healed, so we'll see if it pops out like it did in the Aldo fight.
We should place a little wager.
Hey, but you know what gym he's going to?
What?
Fight ready with Yuri Prohaska, John Jones, Davison Figueiredo, Henry Cejudo.
Triple C?
Zhang Wei Li.
Wow. That's stacked, dude.
It's like a very good camp to be training against, training for Volkanovski. You got Figueiredo, Zhang Wei Li, Henry Cejudo. You're training with them, and John Jones is there. And John Jones is probably gonna be like, "Oh, you're fighting Izzy's boy? Let me teach you everything I know."
Then he's gonna be like, "Oh, you want to hang out tonight? Oh, this cool
Korean
bar
zombie
we can go
fight.
to."
I'm trying to get arrested. Yeah.
All
But
right, man.
Calvin Kattar, fight of the year so far.
For sure. Fight of the year. Hey, everybody. Ramiro and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Goes a long way. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.